My name is Bismarck Lepe. I am the founder and CEO of a company called Wizeline. Pitching and selling a lot and on-the-fly product development. And so back when we were starting my first company, I used to make 100 calls a day and hopefully get 20 people on the phone and tell them about what we were doing. And I was collecting that information. And then in the evening, I would think about product and feature ideas and then talk to my co-founder. And the following day, we would test it out. And then for the people that I would actually get on the phone, I would say, hey, do you have 5 minutes for a WebEx session? And I would show them screenshots or a working demo of the product. And so just rapid ideation and rapid prototyping until we got to something where most people were nodding their heads and saying, you know what? If you built that, I would buy that. And then it was about selling it and getting them to pay for it. Sign the contract and pay for it. One of the problems with technology, though, especially when you're trying to sell with very large organizations, if they're going to pay you a lot of money, they're going to require integrations into their systems and into their workflow, because if you're a small company, you're not going to change the way that they do things. But you may end up going down a rabbit hole where you end up customizing the pricing and customizing the features and products over and over again. And so I think what I would caution entrepreneurs from doing is building this into the main branch of your technology or your business. And actually, instead of building products, build APIs and frameworks, which make it much easier for you to customize, or potentially even give it to your customers' engineers to customize for your business. But what differentiates you is still the underlying framework and the underlying foundation, which makes it much easier for you to scale. But understanding what differentiates you is sometimes hard. My first company was the first winner of the AWS Startup Challenge. We were at one point, I think, the biggest AWS customer that they had, because we built everything on Amazon and we leveraged every single one of the services. And at the time, you were basically buying bare metal from AWS. But over time, the services have become more sophisticated. And so some of the offerings that we had at the time that were differentiated, so a framework for transcoding, Amazon now offers in the cloud. And so I think it's important when you are going to invest in scalability and in frameworks, you need to understand what is truly going to differentiate you and for how long in order for you to get market dominance. It's important to listen to customers, but I think how you listen to customers has changed. It's even for enterprise companies, and successful enterprise companies don't just sell to a couple dozen customers, they sell to thousands, tens of thousands. And it's really difficult for a product manager to go and talk to every single one of those customers. And even if there are 15 different types of customers, it's going to be hard to make sure that you're collecting the right kind of data and making the right types of product decisions. And so analytics and monitoring has become incredibly important in being able to segment your audience and understand what changes need to be made and what experiments you need to be running. And you basically need to be running a 1,000-question survey every single minute, every single day, and that needs to really drive the overall product development. You still should get some of the qualitative feedback, but seeing how people are using your product via analytics is probably the most powerful. And then we realized that most of our customers also needed the right kinds of engineers to build those products. And so our platform went from being the sole product to being the strategy side of our business, but then the execution side of the business wasn't just our customers, it became Wizeline itself. And now we've used the execution side of our business to really dictate which technologies and frameworks we should build out. Because in some cases, a customer may come to us and say, I need X. But then if we see 12 customers say, I need X, and then 50 customers saying, I need X, then we start saying, you know what, there's a trend in the market. Instead of building it from scratch every single time, let's actually build half of X and to make it much easier to launch that product and solve that problem for a customer. But again, I think it's all very data-driven, and you need to be data-driven if you're going to be market-centric, or else you're only going to build technologies for individual customers.